So for my first element, I decided to go with a Mind Screech. This is one of the key elements to my ambush army. I think it's one of the best characters that I can have in ambush. It's got a huge bulging brain, casts lots of shiny spells, and has gribbly tentacles. What more can a person want in their army? Especially if you're a Night Stalker. So one of the main reasons I chose it was simply to put because I thought that the textures of the brain and the chitin would make really great chance to paint and showcase what I can do even when painting quickly. Hope you guys like, and we'll see you soon. So my second element is going to be a unit of fiends. Watch out for that coming soon.
Okay, so my first element are some Ratkin Warriors. Now, there's a reason I've chosen all the Ratkin Warriors over Spearmen, and it's had the synergy of the Ratkin Warriors to the Birthing Daughter that I'm going to get later on, and how the aura only affects expendable troops, and the Warriors are expendable while the Spearmen aren't. So that's why I've gone for the Spearmen. Sorry, the Warriors, not Spearmen. They're relatively quick, easy, and simple to paint. There is a reasonable amount of detail on them, but there's not too much detail on them. So I ended up doing a base coat of all the colours and then using strong tone as a wash, covers up multitudes of sins, and then highlighted again afterwards. The basing, what I've done on the base on it is relatively simple. It's cork, bit of coarse sand, and then paint it like a rocky outcrop. I used some static grass, stroke flock to hide all the bits that the sand didn't stick to. I mean, strategically placed around the base. But that's my Ratkin Warriors. So my next element are going to be some Nightmares, which are large infantry and come armed with very big drills.
So my first element for my Salamanders, I've gone with a Mage Priest, purely for the fact it was a single model. I wanted to test colour schemes and a few painting styles. I pretty much hit it straight on head out the box, which I never normally do. So overall, I'm well happy with how this model turned out. Basing wise, I've gone for temple themes, ruined temples, Aztec, Mayan kind of theme, which we'll see through other units that are coming out, regiments and whatnot. So yeah, pretty much simple paint scheme and simple basing. That was my first element. My second element coming up will be lesser fire elementals.
As you can see here from my first element, I've picked a unit of cavalry. I picked a regiment size rather than a troop size due to it having a bit more oomph. As you can see, they're not mounted as normal. They're actually mounted on dogs called Arles, which gives it a really unique feel to the actual army. Painting wise, I've decided to go with a speed painting pattern, basically because it's something I've never really done before, and I just wanted to see if I could actually get it done. Picked the yellow and red because it's they contrast with each other and it jumps out from the table really well. So basing wise, I've just gone for a desert sand type feel with a few bits of sparse vegetation just to give it a bit of green. My next unit that I'm going to work on is a unit of riflemen, and these I'm doing in troops, so there'll be 10 of them.
All right, so this is the first element of the Ogre Armory I'm working on. Again, the theme is they think they're good guys, but they aren't particularly good at that. But at least they're trying. So when I started off, we had a group of warriors. Figured this is the baseline core unit of the army. Might as well get cracking on that. Most stuff I build, I just try to build out from what's required into things that are a bit weirder, more elite as we go. So I said, this is a regiment. Yes, it's only three models, not 3 guys, because as we discussed in our unboxing video for the Ogres, the kit is 50-50 male-female. So you can see here, I started off going for kind of a crisp white, and I got it, but then I got a hold of this very light blue wash and just kind of said, well, let's see what happens when I do this, and it created this kind of off-white pale blue that I really liked. The gold trim is, again, that sort of feeling of the good guys, the white armor with the gold trim and all that. And like I said, they look the part, at least in terms of the armor. Get into the faces, these do not look like nice, happy heroes. But did the tunics and kind of a jade green, again, to make the white pop. And you'll see this when we get a little bit closer. There's a lot of leather work, like just tons of straps and buckles to work on. These guys take a while to get done. It's only 3 models, but it is a ton of detail. And when we get a bit closer, what you're going to be able to see is all the various little dings and cracks in the armor, stuff you usually actually have to make with a hobby knife. Mantic's been kind enough to do for us. In terms of the basing, I just kind of went with a little bit of old school flock, a little bit of new stuff that I found at the hobby shop for creating bits of foliage and rocks and whatnot. And like I said, I'm ready to get these guys on the tabletop. The next thing I'm probably going to do is a ranged unit called Boomers. And what you're probably going to see from me is a bit of alternation between these two units as I build up sort of the core of the army. As time goes, once I'm done with that, I'll start showing, building, painting, and showing off everything from characters to what I can't wait for, which is gobos. Everyone loves gobos.
So, in contrast to John, I have gone with the individuals, the characters first. I've picked a Revenant Champion and a Cursed High Priest, both mounted to go with the cavalry theme, and got them painted up quite quickly to get on the board. They are mainly converted from normal Revenants, using the Pharaoh kit to add in the sword for the Revenant Champion, and the staff and magic for the Cursed High Priest. I am a lot more of a gamer rather than a painter, so I have picked a nice easy scheme to get them on the board faster. So my next element coming up is a unit of Revenants. I thought they were a good choice to start for the cavalry army, of course, so that's what I'm painting up next.